Scholars. Over 400 people lost their job at Bungie. I would say that I'm surprised, but man, I called this like a long time ago. But today we're going to react and look and see who actually got fired. And some of them I'm going to say it's time to put the fries in the bag. And I'm going to celebrate. While there's other people, especially some people who did not deserve to be laid off, that I'm really upset about. Like truly, I am upset. I'm livid. Interesting enough, Sylvian, the French journalist that had talked about Bungie losing 50%, posted, "I wish I had been wrong. #Bungie." And if you remember correctly, he also went out of his way to explain that he believes that this was Sony's way of getting revenge, which kind of feels like that's kind of true at this point. I mean, when you gut the entire studio for the Destiny side of things, and even core people from Marathon, that's pretty bad. Now, Herman Hulst did come out and put a whole thing to not just employees, but even the wider gaming audience saw what Herman Hulst has to say about, Destiny and Bungie. And Sylvian reported, to be completely honest, if there's one thing to learn from these last few months, it's that no statement from video game executives should be taken literally. Destiny is the victim today, but when it comes time to answer to the shareholders again, we all know exactly what he means by this. I wish, unfortunately, if you see, everything else that's going on, Xbox is having layoffs. I'm sure we'll see more PlayStation layoffs. I feel like we're at a turning point where we're going to see prices go up. Studios are going to shut down. People are going to buy games less. I do feel like pirating is going to increase. And I do feel like the bubble that is about to go is going to see a downward trend for gaming. It is funny because Marty O'Donnell posted, "And have we learned any lessons?" as a big middle finger to Bungie. And honestly, I don't care about his politics. I don't give a shit what people like. People don't like him. I don't give a shit. The guy is talented, and he made some, if not the most iconic music in gaming history. And I still use his music. So I don't give a shit about his politics. He's fucking right. He if anyone knew Bungie better, especially P. Parsons, it was Marty O'Donnell. So people like to hate on him, but he saw the Titanic like many of us did, and people chose not to listen, and so the boat sank. Yeah. So yesterday it seemed like there was a warrant filing with the state of Washington confirming Sony laid off at least 292 people at Bungie so far, which means there is possibly more firings going on, if not have already happened since this came out yesterday at 4 or 5 o'clock my time, right? So that's a big deal. There might be even more. I have collected as many people, members from Bungie that were laid off, that announced that they were laid off. I'm gonna, plot twist for those that were hoping that DMG got fired. No news on that front. Don't know. We don't know if he'll be put on Marathon and or will be absorbed into Sony, because that was something that Herman Hulst said, that they might be absorbing people into Sony. But I'm like, okay, a large portion of the most talented people of Destiny, Bungie, who made Destiny, are gone. So you're keeping the less talented people for Sony? Make it make sense. We are about to celebrate. We're going to be happy. That's right. We are about to have a moment where we get to say hip hip hooray. We get to tell them to put the fries in the bag. Justin Truman, who took over Bungie, you remember him, Mr. Overeat Delivery Man, is stepping down, even though he's probably getting a 6-figure payout package, but he's stepping down. No, we don't know. He might get a package, he may not. By the way, I know there's a lot of people trying to content creators who've been bootlicking Justin Truman for some fucking reason. The dude he wrote the prophecy, beware over delivery, and so Bungie under delivered And since that statement, we've saw Bungie go downhill since then. And even since he took over, I know he had like, what, a year or so to try to fix things, but nothing changed. We didn't see an improvement. We saw even worse. Ash in Iron? Holy shit. Are we gonna act like that wasn't just a gravity black hole? But actions mean more than words, and the actions of Bungie overall have shown that the words of don't over-deliver became a reality. In fact, when they did over-deliver and they allowed their developers to be creative and create cool content, we got Into the Lights and we got The Final Shape, which brought back a significant portion of players who had left because of the shit stain that is Lightfall. So it's funny how ironic that people wanted to defend this man, and yet the prophecy was completed by this man. He spoke it into truth. Now, if you think that things are gravy now, that Justin Truman is over, let me inform you that the person that's replacing him as was the Bungie former VP of operations. That's right, Poria Torkin. Now, I have always said that we need to see more faces responsible for the tragedies at Bungie, and now we are. I don't know who the hell this person is, or at least I didn't. And now we know more faces to blame for the travesty that is this apocalypse at Bungie, right? This guy, and it's so coincidental, this guy was was a producer on the critically acclaimed Killzone at Guerrilla, which, funny enough, Herman Host was the co-founder of that studio. Isn't that interesting? You got Herman Host having his buddy, old pal, now leading the head of Bungie. By the way, in his his Lincoln, it shows under skills, it says endorsed by P. Parsons. I don't know if I would want that endorsement, but that's straight on his LinkedIn. You gotta love that. That screams the future of Bungie has never been brighter. But what's even more, another lead, someone that has been around since the days of Halo, Jason Jones, has been let go. That is right. The chief visionary officer was actually one of the roles that was cut, which is interesting because I even asked, what exactly did he even do? Did he live in the basement? People were even saying he didn't do anything. Hell, even streamers at the Destiny Summit said he was just slinking around. He had no real role within the company. His stocks vested this month. Sony fired him with a massive paycheck. Yeah, did he really jump off with a lot of money? We don't know, because there's another tweet we'll look at here in a minute. But yeah, people want to say he was amazing because if he made Halo and he did this, but he also did nothing. Like most people talk about how a recent role in Bungie, he just did nothing. He didn't stop anything. It's almost like he just was there for the paycheck. Like, I wish I had his job. He is a visionary. His vision was, I'm just going to sit on the couch, drink a can of Bud Light, and watch Netflix, I guess, in the basement. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Destin posted on Twitter, Bungie's Sony deal closed July 15th, 2020. The WARN notice says employees' last day is July 9th, 2026, 6 days before the 4-year anniversary. If any acquisition-related stock or retention grants were set to vest on the 15th, Sony may have cut people just before their final payout. Now, first off, let's just talk about the elephant in the room that people are going, I myself completely ignored. This is probably going to hurt veteran Bungie employees that have been around for quite some time, like the actual devs themselves. They're getting screwed out. But what is a celebration here is that people like Justin Truman, people like Jason Jones, and any other leader in the C-suite that got cut, they may not be getting a payout. They may be getting that fat middle finger, which is probably one of the best things to possibly happen, because screw them. If I was Sony and I was trying to get actual revenge on Bungie, I would say, you want this payout? Fuck you. That's what I would do. Yeah, I'm just saying. But we'll see how smart Sony is. So another person we get to say, put the fries in the bag. We get to celebrate the downfall of one of Bungie's biggest losers, who was also a content creator. We're gonna learn real quick that you should never hire content creators and or your fans, which is what Bungie does. Now, if you're wondering why people have a hate boner for Mercules, even though it's very well, first off, he's responsible for the PvP sandbox in general, and a lot of people have been upset, especially since he got hired. The PvP experience has gone downhill dramatically. But on top of that, he has shown that he just doesn't care. In fact, someone replied to one of his comments that he showed him using a pulse rifle and spamming abilities. And so this is what they had to say. The fact that you threw both abilities out first perfectly conveys the state of this awful sandbox right now. Respectfully, we need ability retuning sooner rather than later. And instead of, assuring or having a conversation or asking, okay, what about it specifically would you like to see? Instead, Mercules said, fuck you, and posted a meme like, okay. Rule number one is the customer is always right until they're extremely not. But when it comes to, a video game, in this regard, you probably should at least give them good customer service by listening. To put this in perspective, it's like going to a restaurant and skipping talking to like the waiter and going directly to the chef and, giving them some criticism about the food that they cooked because there's something you didn't like about it that you think could be, be better, right? You're something wrong with it. You're like, hey, this food, it needs to be cooked a little bit more, yada, yada, yada. And then the chef, instead of responding, just spits in your food. That's kind of what this is right now. And here's the deal. You treat your customers like shit, you get to eat shit. And now he does, because Mercules has lost his job. Basically, the whole D2 Sandbox team is gone, myself included. The good news is, if you like the way Destiny felt to shoot and play, there's going to be a lot of great designers in the market looking to help others set up. Hopefully, that does not include you, because you have done nothing but irreparable harm. Hopefully, no one fucking hires you. Go back to fucking YouTube where you belong. Now, people are like, why are you celebrating someone losing their job? First off, there's always going to be good people who are going to lose their job when there's a bunch of layoffs. It's life. It's how it goes. It's unfortunate. Nothing you can do about it. I will always celebrate people who don't do their job being fired so that they're replaced, or in this case, they're not being replaced, but normally they would be replaced by someone that does do their job. That's the reality. I don't want someone who's supposed to fix the roads who half-asses the job, and then a week later you have to wait for them to fix the road again because whoever they hired to do it does such a shitty job. I want them to lose their job because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. If I pay someone to fix the house and they do a shitty job, I'm going to be mad, and I hope they get fired. That's reality. That's consumerism. Yes, consumerism is very self-centered. That's why it's called consumerism, because the individual is the one who consumes it. It's very self-centered, and you want what you paid for. So guess what? You tell your customers to essentially eat shit. You get to eat shit because it is a privilege, not a right, to have your job. It's a privilege to exist as a studio, not a right. And now you get to put the fries in the bag. Goodbye, Mercules. Suck a bag of dicks. But I'm not the only one celebrating. The terrorist that killed my game lost his job. Basically, the whole D2 Sandbox team is gone, myself included, and it's a Peter Griffin meme about, okay, goodbye. Funniest shit right now is everyone on Twitter supporting every single Bungie dev but Mercules. He's getting smacked around. This guy just admitted that him and his pedo loadout using friends had direct influence on the grossly unbalanced PvP sandbox due to their close connections with Mercules. Mercules should be blacklisted from all sandbox related jobs for this shit. First off, what the hell? Stop using PDF as, like, I truly hate people like this, because stop using something that's serious to be just a throwaway word. PDF is a serious thing, you dumb bastard. Shut the fuck up and just call him a whatever slur you want to insert, but stop using pedo as a slur. It's not something that you just use normally. Sorry, I'm crashing out, but it's so annoying that people use words like this just so freely when that's not what its intended use is, and it diminishes what it actually stands for. Not rage baiting, he personally went back and forth with us on glaives to fix them, not to mention him going back and forth with some of my clanmates and good friends, resulting in things seen in today's sandbox. I really do hope for the best of the guy. Yes, this is a perfect example why you should never hire content creators or anyone who is making money off your game beforehand, because they're going to have connections outside, and so the influences that they're going to have are people who shouldn't be making any decision for a video game. Another former content creator or slash Destiny player who was a world's first runner, Tides, got hired as a former QA QA tester, I guess, which is interesting. They only worked at Bungie for a year and they're already fired. Wow, that must have been a dream come true. Today marks my last day at Bungie. Even in my short time here, it was a dream to work with so many incredible people on a game we all loved. I will cherish all the time I had and couldn't trade it for anything else. Thank you, everyone that has been there for me, and thank you. I don't know how much work you got to do in like a year, but good job. And apparently the Tides has gotten some bad blood with people because we got Nor. At least you own the chuds, am I right? People are just, again, this is why you don't hire content creators slash people from your community, which, by the way, is something very prototypical of Bungie. In fact, former legal exec revealed that they hired fans to save money. Fans would work for less because it's so awful. Not only they screwing over people by paying them less, but Bungie was straight up screwing up the community by hiring these people that had no business being hired. Personally, I'm not gonna say put the fries in the bag. I never interacted with this Tides person, or if I did, I don't remember very much about him. But we have a hater. That's right, personal. I don't even know who this person is, but we've got Drexus. Drexus Animation. It's been one hell of a ride, y'all. I've been impacted by today's layoffs. I'm not sure what to say other than thank you so much for being part of our world. I'm so beyond grateful to have contributed to a tiny part of them. I hope they inspire you. Ada Astra et Ultra. So I was wondering who the hell this guy is, but apparently they're a former artist at PlayStation Bungie for Destiny 2 and Marathon, which is I've never talked to this person. This developer apparently saw my Marathon videos and they blocked me. You know what? You get what you fucking deserve. If you're that much of a little thin-skinned pussy, you know what? You, Drexus, put the fries in the bag. It feels so damn good. I don't know who you are, but the fact that you blocked me because you're so thin-skinned because of whatever, put the fries in the bag. Enjoy McDonald's. Now we come to the part, I think we got all the people that I would say put the fries in the bag already. But there is one person who I was so desperately hoping that they wouldn't fire. This guy was John Destiny. This is fuck Dado, fuck all these content creators. I'm talking about this Bungie dev. He was him. He was that guy. He was that dude. Noah Lee. That's right. Noah Lee. You might remember him like I do from Into the Light. The former weapon designer, also helped with Into the Light, also made Contest of Elders, which I think Contest of Elders was actually pretty good. The problem was that the loot wasn't. The loot pool was very scarce for for episode Revenant, and it really hurt it. But I think the content itself was good. It would have been enjoyable with really good loot to go with it. But unfortunately, our weapon designer, Noah Lee. Hey, y'all, it looks like my time at Bungie is over now. I'm glad I've been able to stay with Destiny until the end. I'm proud of the work I've done, and I never thought I would get to make things that last in the Destiny universe. See ya, Guardians. No! Stop! No, the goat. I even posted it on my Twitter. Like, no, the goat. They got rid of the goat. They kept probably some of the shitty devs, and they got rid of the goat. Fuck. This was John Destiny. This dude had builds. He was a Chad. He played the game. He knew what he was doing. He was making good things. Fuck. And if Sony doesn't keep someone like him, what the fuck? What? We've lost the plot. So we're going to go through and look at all these developers. A lot of them, I don't know who they are, right? Nate Thomas, I learned ages ago that problems need to be approached as opportunities if you want to stay sane. I'm sad to leave Bungie, but I'm 10 times the game dev I was, and 95% of the feedback for the community on animations has been love. Open for senior animation role for now. Eyes up. So yeah, he was the he worked on, he was a senior animator. He worked on Destiny 2, went to Marathon, I guess, Mortal Kombat, Fortnite. He was kind of all over the place. So he very skilled individual. Raymond Hess, I was affected by the layoffs today at Bungie. I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to work among such talented folks and sad that this time has come to a close. Thank you to the players and fans that support us and spent your time with us. You're my favorite. The Cade line. He did the Cade line. Senior animator formerly at Bungie. Okay, so he was one of the animators, just got straight up cut. Today was my last day at Bungie, along with the hundreds of others I was fortunate enough to work with. The people there are what made the job truly exceptional. If you are a team hiring and see Bungie on a candidate's resume, you would be so lucky to have them on your team. Well, we don't know which ones were the bad eggs. Well, we do know some of them are, but we don't know all of them. So I'd be very careful and ask them directly. What exactly did you work on? Was it the narrative? Okay, we don't want them. We don't want the fan fiction. Miranda Dionisio? I don't know if I said that right. Today is my last day at Bungie. What an incredible ride has been. See you, Starside Guardians. They were former game capture artists. Sad to say, I was one of the folks affected by the layoffs today. After over 3 wonderful years at Bungie, I'd like to thank my team for our amazing experience and getting to ship Marathon alongside you all. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say I don't. Anyone that worked on Marathon, I'm sorry. I have no. I put the fries in the bag. Put the fries in the bag. They were concept. Oh my God, you were the concept artist. Oh my, definitely put the fries in the bag. What the fuck? Eric Connor. Bungie was my dream job. I feel beyond fortunate I was able to work on Destiny 2 for the past 5 years, to see Marathon grow into its own, and to have met so many talented and kind people. I do it all again. If you need a visual graphic designer, I'll be looking for work. So they were previously visual designer at Bungie, and they did Halo. I don't know exactly their specific roles, but they also did Halo. So this is someone that's been here for quite some time. Crazy. So we got a post from Luckstruck explaining, because it's not on the platform. Apparently, Stephen R4, who was unfortunate and got let go. He was a senior sandbox designer. He was a massive contributor to many of the raids and dungeons we have in Destiny 2. Also apparently helped get Aegis Relic unbanned, which is funny that happened twice. He got false banned. But yeah, this dude apparently he's fired. A lot of the raid team and dungeon team, if not all of it, I think all of them got fired. So that's kind of crazy. We got Mitch Alpiner. I've been affected by this. Thank you for tweeting at, interacting, and reading my posts from Destiny the game accounts all these years. If your team is looking for a world-class social media manager and community manager, let me know. Let's see. Mitch is the social media manager previously for Bungie and Destiny game. So this guy is the one that I thought it was DMG. I want to apologize to DMG. I thought he was in control of all the accounts. No, this bald man, this little baldy was. You know what? You get what you fucking deserve. You professional blocking. I never really interacted with the accounts outside of criticizing them, but not being hateful about it. You decide to be unprofessional. I'm gonna tell you, you get what you fucking deserve. It's time, Mitch, to put the fries in the bag. Miko at Marathon. Oh, Marathon. After nearly 4 years at Bungie, my role has been eliminated as today. It has truly been a pleasure to have worked on Marathon and the Destiny with such talented individuals for so long. Testing at Bungie really was different, but I'm going to miss the team the most. Was a test engineer at Bungie, cosplayer. Wait, hold up. She was a cosplayer? What did she cosplay? Like, okay. Okay, so listen, I don't like Marathon. You know the saying, I can fix her. She could have fixed me. I would have liked she could fix me. If all the developers looked like this and I'd let her fix me. I'll like Marathon. Just kidding. I think this is the first time I've seen a Bungie employee that actually looked hot. What the hell? So Paul Tassi also confirms for us that contractors who were supposed to test help ship the last hotfix have been cut. Unclear what happens with that now. Some contractors on Marathon are also cut. So this is impacting the last bit of the Destiny that we thought we were going to get. Well, we may or may not, the Destiny 2 team account somehow is alive still. Tweeted that they're trying to figure things out. It's delayed because they probably don't. They're probably pulling people, whoever is working at Marathon, over to fix this shit. Now, for all the people that thought Marathon was safe, we have the entire list of everyone. Some very important roles were cut from Marathon. Goliath General Manager, Goliath Engineering Director, Marathon Senior Producer, Marathon Senior Art Producer, Story Editor Goliath, Goliath Associate UX Designer, Run Creative Lead, Run Art Lead, Run Test Leader are gone. And with that, Marathon players and fans and Marabots, this is for you. Put the fries in the bag. But to add insult to injury, Sony had this to say. Sony says it will continue pursuing the live service games despite challenges. We believe that live service games are content that attracts users on a global level. We want to continue revitalizing the market through both first party and third party content, said SCI President Hidetsuki Nishino. With live service games, it's important to continuously provide something. The genre itself is relatively new, and I think many people are trying various things. So we also want to continue to take on challenges within that context. There's no fucking way you say this and you destroy Destiny. You'd say we need to take on challenges. Destiny 3 is right there. You want more live service games? Destiny 3, people are screaming it at you. How fucking how tone deaf are you? How stupid of I'm telling you, these old fogies need to croak. They need to die over naturally so that people with brains can take over, because these people are stupid. You do all these layoffs, you're like, we want to try challenges. I challenge you to make a D3, you dumb bitch. Anyways, it seems like Bungie is cooked. I see more of a we're seeing core people even from Marathon being dismissed. I think we're gonna see Bungie being absorbed, and I think everything you think and I know about Bungie is going to cease to exist. And I wouldn't be surprised if Marathon is next on the chopping block, especially with how Sony is willing to make challenges, but they are also willing to flush money down the toilet. With that, this has been a longer video than I think normal. We'll see how it plays out. A lot of editing on my part, but I'll see you guys in the next one. And until next time, don't forget to game out. Huzzah!